Hello. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Osaro Theory Podcast. My name is Osaro, and I'm here with my guest.
Hi, guys. I'm Becky.
Yes, so we're going to be doing another episode on the topic we discussed in the previous episode, really. So it's just a follow-up on that thing we discussed earlier. And you said you had some few questions. What was your question? So we take it from there.
Yeah, just to round up a bit about what we said last episode, is about how the brain has two hemispheres and each hemisphere comes with different traits. So there are some people that prefer one over the other, which is the left or the right, or the emotion or the logic. And as you said the last time, that there are some civilizations that build their civilization over preference of hemisphere. So the Asian civilizations like Africa, the Asian Maya, even the Greek were all built on the right brain civilization. But then until Plato came in the picture, when after studying Africa in Egypt, and then came back with this ideology about the left brain actually. So then that's when the European, the Roman started with this left brain domination and left brain civilization. So, I mean, if you can just elaborate a bit in the trait in the right brain civilization. So like for Africans or even Europeans that might be watching or listening to understand what was so special about right brain civilization and what makes it distinct from what we're seeing today, which is the left brain.
Okay. Well, that's a good question. Well, the difference between the right brain and the left brain civilization is that when you go back to the ancient time, the right brain civilization was connected to nature, was connected to spirituality. And that is where we are heading now in terms of where we are moving into now as a global family. We are moving into a spirituality realm or world, you know. So the difference is that in ancient time, the right brain civilization was connected to nature, connected spiritually to nature. So there was no disconnect. There was no middleman. It was between man and God.
Yeah.
So when you look at every ancient civilization, you wonder how do they build all those beautiful things you see, like the great pyramid or all those stuff, you ask those questions is because men were connected once to God, Only in the right brain civilization that could happen. That cannot happen in the left brain civilization because the left brain civilization is mathematical. It is about analyzing.
Yeah.
See, the left brain is a problem solver. You see, the left brain is for analyzation and problem solving, whereas the right brain is for creativity, intuitiveness, and feelings.
Yeah.
So African coming from the right brain civilization, they could create culture.
Yeah.
See, Africans create culture. They are culture creators. Anywhere they go, they create culture. They create. They just create.
Yeah.
They just create. They create out of nothing.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Yeah.
That's what Africans are. Anywhere you find them, they create, whether it's slang, body language, swag, behavior, culture, music, style.
Yeah.
You name it. They just create. That's Africans. Why? Because they come from a right brain civilization.
Yeah.
Or they are right brain people.
Yeah.
And Europeans, they are left brain. Europeans are like analyzing order.
Yeah.
Restoring order.
Yeah.
So it is a common theme you find in a Western civilization that Western people portray themselves as disorder.
Yeah.
They have to restore order. Europeans think that they have to restore order because they are left brain people.
Yeah.
And left brain is the logic, which is the thinking brain.
Yeah.
And the thinking brain is about order. That's why you have Europeans always saying, we want to restore order. We want to bring democracy. We want to bring, human rights or whatever, And Africans, we are not orderly people. We are chaotic by nature.
Ooh.
No, of course, it's not a bad thing. Yeah. Don't take it the wrong way. It's not a bad thing. When I say we are chaotic by nature, doesn't mean that we are bad people. No.
Yeah.
Like I said before in the previous episode, there's two sides of everything. There's a chaos and there's order.
Yeah.
So you see, the universe is chaos.
Yeah.
And then you have order, which is the sun, the moon, everything. The universe just creates. So if you ask any scientist, even the most brilliant Western scientist now, if you ask him, how is the universe, how big it is, they don't know.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't know.
Yeah.
Because by nature, the universe is a chaos. It just creates out of nowhere. But they have to be in order so that things can grow, so that things can harmonize and grow or evolve.
Yeah.
So the sun becomes the order. You understand me?
Yeah.
So this dualism effect is what gives birth to humans. This dualism effect. And that dualism, you can correlate it and you can find it in everything.
Yeah.
In every organism. Man, woman. Yeah. Why is man and women? Why we don't have something else? Have you ever questioned why do we have a man and a woman? Why don't we have something else? Why man the opposite of woman? Why woman the opposite of man?
Yeah.
Because the dualism, this polarity or contrast of organism is reflected in everything in the universe. And also it is reflected in behavior, in personality, and in thinking capacity, and in humanity, in races. Look at black, white.
Yeah.
That's a dualism effect for you already. So this thing is everywhere. So the black people, by nature, they are chaotic. Look at Africa. It's a very disorganized society.
Wow.
It doesn't mean that they are bad people.
Yeah.
It's just because by nature, that's who black people are. They are chaos. But from that chaos, they create.
Yeah.
See? You see the difference?
Yeah.
From that chaos, black people create. Look at from the chaos, look at what black people have invented, they created. So many things that some of them they don't even remember. You see?
Yeah.
From that chaos, black people create. Chaosity. Chaos is what energized black people to create. Yeah. Black people thrive from chaos. Like I said, it doesn't mean negative. Whereas white people thrive from order. That's why you have order out of chaos. White people thrive from order. White people thrive from controlling, from manipulating, from thinking, analyzing. They thrive. They feed off of that. White people feed off of controlling, analyzing, thinking, planning, strategizing. Black people, we don't strategize. We create. That's why, you see, we can say Europeans organized, Africans is not organized. There's a reason for that, because black people come from a right-brain civilization. Or black people are right-brain and Europeans are left-brain. Yeah. So this personality trait is what you find between blacks and white. White people are very critical, very thinking people. They are always in their head. And then black people are not thinking at all. See, that's the difference. Black people, no. Thinking? No. Don't put thinking there when you're dealing with black people. Emotion. That's why in the human brain, you have two hemispheres, which is the logic and emotion.
Yeah.
Emotion is a chaos. Logic is an order.
Yeah.
Same way, everything is reflected even within the human themselves. Yeah. That's why when you listen to yourself, there's always two voices speaking to you.
Yeah.
One voice tells you, hey, don't do it.
Yeah.
The other voice is like, hey, fuck it, do it, man. See?
Yeah.
Those two voices is what they call the polarity effect or the dualism effect.
Yeah.
You find it across everything in the universe. Everything.
Yeah.
So these two things, they are constantly in battle with each other.
Yeah.
But the point is not to win. The point is to keep each other in check.
All right.
So that one does not get carried away.
Yeah.
The reason why the world is so bad now
is
because all the years black people don't know the role they play in this polarity or dualism effect.
Wow.
The point of it is that as much as Europeans want to keep Africa in check, oh, we're going to go to Africa and bring them civilization. We're going to go to Africa and teach them how to speak English and bring them civil liberty and
democracy.
Democracy, yes. Yeah, we're going to go to Africa and teach them that.
Yeah.
As much as they do that, black people also have to keep white people in check. That's the purpose of it. White people in check. And white people have to keep black people in check so that they don't get carried away. See, the brain has to keep, or the logic, the left brain has to keep the right brain in check. Same as the right brain has to keep the left brain in check so that they don't get carried away. And between both fighting each other, there has to be a level of equilibrium.
All right. Are you saying basically that Africans and Europeans
are the opposite of each other?
Yeah.
In everything. In thinking capacity.
And it's purposely made like that so that they both keep each other in balance.
Keep each other in balance and in check. Yeah.
Okay, so what happens when one take over the other? We see now, like, it seems the European are carried away.
What happens when one take over the other? There's going to be unbalance. When the scale is unbalanced, somebody has to intervene. That's when God intervenes, or somebody else will intervene. Somebody else will do. When the scale is unbalanced, somebody will have to intervene and make sure that scale is always balanced. That's why when you see, the world is ruled by the law of Libra. And this law of Libra, you could call it the polarity law or the dualism law.
Yeah.
This law of Libra, you find it everywhere. If you go to the courtroom, there's always this lady carrying this thing, like, you know, the Libra sign.
Yeah.
But people call it the scale. It's not a scale, it's Libra.
Yeah.
So this law of Libra is what rules the world. This law of Libra, it has to be always balanced. If it's out of balance, somebody will intervene and make sure it's balanced. That's why you go to the court, there's a lady carrying a knife on one hand, and the other hand, she's carrying the scale. That two scale has to balance. If one tilted to one, if it's tilted to one side, she's ready to cut that person to death.
Yeah.
If it's tilted on the other side, she's ready to cut that person to death. That scale has to be balanced.
All right.
So, in other words, that is a universal law. It's not made by man. It's made by God. That is the law that governs the universe.
All right.
See, the problem is that Africans don't know the role they play. That's why Europeans are taking advantage of them. Africans have to keep Europeans in check all the time. All the time.
All right. So let me just
same way that Europeans have to keep Africans in check all the time. Not letting one get out of hand.
All right.
Or the other. Yeah.
So in the world of today, my question to you is, how can Africans keep European in check?
Well, they have to know what makes them an African. See, the problem with black people is that they think that, well, we are Africans because we are black. Then the question is that, what made you black? Well, we got melanin, and melanin because God is melanin, the night is melanin. Nonsense. See, it's nonsense, you see. Africans don't know what makes them black. Africans have to know what makes them black so that they can keep Europeans in check. See, the reason why Europeans are taking advantage of Africa is because Africans don't know themselves.
So they think that because they don't know themselves, somehow the logic has won over the emotion, or evil has won.
Yeah.
So
far, European has been winning because Africans don't know themselves. And they cannot keep European in check when they don't know themselves. See? And until Africans know themselves, then they can balance the scale. But for now, if Europeans get out of line, which they have been, somebody will intervene and bring them to order.
Oh.
The universe will intervene and bring them to order, not them. Europeans are too small for the gods. Europeans are babies. They're too small. But the universe will intervene and bring them to order.
Yeah.
See? Africans, we have to know what makes us black in the first place.
Yeah.
So if we don't know what makes us black, then we cannot say anything. Basically, the two polarities what rule the universe.
Yeah.
is a universal law. And who live by universal law tend to be the good people. Who don't live by universal law, they suffer. Africans are suffering because they don't live by universal law. They violate universal law. So even though we are right brain and we are creative, look at everything that black people create. Who own it? White people. R&B, soul, everything that black people have created, invented, who own it? White people. Then the question is how is that possible? White people that don't create, how are they able to have all this control? It's because black people don't know themselves. And until they know themselves, maybe they will figure it out.
Well, they have to buy the book. Just buy a copy of the Osaro Theory, please.
Yeah.
Read, find yourself, and then you'll be able to stand up for your right.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you.